Hey, Aries. Actually, I'm looking at, is it Aries or Aries? I don't know. It's Jen here from tarotspirit.net, here for your March 2016 tarot reading. I hope you all are doing really well. And so I'm going to pull 3 cards from the Shadowscapes Tarot for the work category, and then 3 cards for relationships, and then a final card for sort of an overall message. Okay, so let's just jump in with the work category. So under the deck, we have the Seven of Cups. So the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups is about nostalgia, and this can play out in several different ways. So in the work category, I can see this as playing out sort of, if you're in a new job, when you start a new job, you're always excited, right? And you're like, this is going to be the best. I'm gonna, it's, if you were in a job that wasn't so happy before, this new job is going to solve all your problems, just like sometimes we do in relationships, like, oh, this is going to solve all my problems. But at the same time, you can look back on other jobs and remember them better or worse. Like, oh, that was the best. But then you remember, if you could really transport yourself back in time to that job, like, oh, remember that annoying coworker that would always trap you at the water cooler, or you always had to deal with this, really difficult person in a different department, and you sort of either emphasize the good or emphasize the bad potentially when you're remembering things. So that's a little bit of a caution of this card. But it often points to, remembering, and same thing with your childhood. Oh, the childhood was so simple and wonderful, and it probably was, but there are probably many things that were a challenge as well that you've forgotten about. But I like to think of this in the work categories, to think back of things you like to do in your childhood and see if there's a way that you can bring that, whatever it was you used to do, whether it was art or some sort of sport or whatever. Whatever it is you like to do when you're a child, and see, if that still sort of tugs at you. Is there a way you can start doing that again as an adult? Or in the work category, is there a way to sort of create an adult version of that you can make into a job, a potential income earning profession of some sort, if you're still really passionate about it? So we have the Seven of Swords, and this is the card about other people behaving badly, and most importantly, how you respond to that other people's bad behavior. So it sucks when people are, you know, not forthright and maybe talk about you behind your back or manipulative and all that stuff. And it's really frustrating in the workplace, because we're all there trying to get a job done, and then you have to deal with everyone's individual personalities. Boy, it would just be easiest if we could just deal with robots. Be a computer programmer maybe, but you always still have to deal with people no matter what you do. So, but this is about how you respond to situations. So I feel like this month it's going to be important for you to not get dragged down to someone else's level in the workplace if they're behaving badly. And it's super difficult because this could be your boss. But if someone's just, being gossipy or nasty or difficult, just do your best to not let it get to you, and stay ethical and polite and respectful regardless of what's going on around you. And then we have the Three of Swords. So yeah, something's probably going down that in the workplace that is really, you're taking it quite personally, and I don't think it is personal. So, that is a tough situation to be in, because it's the workplace. You just can't tell someone to screw off or something. You have to maintain professional. It's really difficult to do when you feel like you're being personally attacked. On the other hand, really ponder whether it's really personal or not. The swords are all about our thoughts, and this card can often be a card of jealousy. And I sort of feel that jealousy is somewhat in our brains. You know what I mean? So there are some people that are just jealous in every single relationship they're in, and some people who are never jealous. And why is that? So I think it's sort of a perspective or a state of mind. So try to find ways to detach yourself or look at the big picture, and try not to take it so personally. Trust me, I don't have any advice for how to do that. Because I'm not good at that myself. But then you have the High Priestess. Interesting. There's something going on, okay, in the workplace this month that's someone is not on the up and up, and you sense it, and I think you know it. So I think the best thing to do, though, is just to know that something's not up, and detach yourself and not allow yourself to become part of that. And this doesn't have to be anything super huge, like, someone is embezzling or something. Um, but maybe someone is, if people feel threatened somehow, maybe their job is very stressful. Maybe they're getting pressure from above that you don't know about, and then they are passing it on to everyone else they work with. So um, I would assume that this doesn't actually have anything directly related to you, and try to let it bounce off you. Um, but it's going to be a little more difficult than it sounds, I think. So just trust your gut around people. And if something just feels a little off, it probably is. And so then that's your clue to really sort of put up a wall of professionalism, and not let, don't cross that wall, and don't let them cross the wall into your space either, and get dragged down in some of the office politics that may be going on. But this also may be a situation that really motivates you to look back at this Six of Cups and be like, I'm not happy in a career that I have to deal with this type of negativity. Like, it's bringing me down. And you know what I really want to do? I really want to work with children. I really want to I always loved when I was a kid, going to the barn, and maybe I want to do something with animals. I always wanted to be a vet. Maybe you could be a vet tech. I'm just making stuff up. But I think it may be this, and it's probably right on your subconscious. She's very intuitive and very in touch with her feelings and her intuition. So if there's something that just has always been nagging at you, like you always really wanted to do, it's like that. Ask yourself, if money wasn't a consideration, what would I be doing? And see if there's a way that you can maybe start taking steps to making that a career. So don't get sucked into office drama and politics this month. That would be my takeaway from that. Sorry, that's not a very uplifting reading, but I think the cards, even if you have a lovely atmosphere at the office, when cards like that come up, it's just a good way to think, how do I deal with it when someone's behaving badly? And sort of just thinking about it and making a game plan for ways to stay detached and to stay professional and not get dragged into, drama queens or people who just like to create conflict wherever they go. Start distancing yourself from those types of people. Okay, in the relationships category. Yes, and here we go. So you are going to be working on getting away from these negative situations. The Six of Swords is exactly that, removing yourself from abusive or stressful situations. You're thoughtfully saying, I'm getting away from this. Here's the waterfall. So water's emotions, these emotions just crashing down and creating all sorts of turbulence and issues, and you're coming into smooth water here. So you're thoughtfully removing yourself from a situation. And the Queen of Cups says, you're emotionally mature. You're really, again, thoughtful about this. You're not letting, the negative side of this queen is she is the drama queen. She would be stirring up all that crap at work because she's not mature and in control of her emotions, and sort of thrives off of that drama and adrenaline of negativity. Ugh, I just don't want any part of it. So this queen, though, is emotionally mature. She is she's very in touch with her feelings, but they don't rule her at all. She's able to maintain her emotions. She's on very calm seas here. She's just cool as a cucumber, yet supportive and caring, but not out of control. And Justice. So I feel that this card is you saying, there's a real maturity again to this reading for you, where you are really consciously saying, and I see the work and the relationship category blending in all areas of your life. You're going to be fair. You're not going to get caught up in the drama. You're not going to be dragged down to someone's lower level of immaturity and bad behavior. You're going to maintain your integrity and your balance in the wake of other people's drama or issues or what's going on. So you're really in a place this month of really being able to maintain balance regardless of what's going on around you. And it's going to bring you a lot of emotional peace and satisfaction. That's a really nice place to be. And it's a thoughtful, conscious thing that you're doing and cultivating. And then you have the Four of Cups. So if you've ever been in a relationship, and whether it's at work or at home, where someone is just always raging or dramatic or freaking out about something, it can get to the point where you kind of go into this Four of Cups place where you just sort of shut down and close off, and it's depression. You just sort of like the emotions, but you just sort of try to either become numb, or you just are having trouble finding the joy because there's so much negativity around you. So I think when this card comes up, it is really important, that wall of professionalism I was talking about before, of really developing some strong boundaries so you don't get dragged down by these other negative emotions that other people are trying to, drama queens always like to drag everyone else into their drama, and they're not happy unless they get everyone else all worked up about a situation. And they really, when they see someone is just sort of detached and not, getting fired up about their cause, they sort of tend to go after you more. Have you ever noticed that? And then it's like, oh my God, then they're like, drama times two, and they're trying to get after you. And so you're going to have to work extra hard of maintaining your balance and really putting up some strong boundaries this month. And it's going to serve you really well. And I think we're going to be really successful. And it may involve removing yourself physically from situations that are unhealthy for you. okay? Whether it's in work or relationships outside of work. And that's a really healthy thing to do because there's only so much you can control. And if someone is just making your life miserable, you need to get away from them. And your overall card from the Earth Magical Oracle cards is Forest. It's breathe. So I see this again as getting away from getting away from the negativity so you can breathe, so you can, you have space, you have peace and sort of stillness, and you're away from the hustle and bustle. And breathing is also a really powerful technique for dealing with stress and anxiety, especially when you're in stressful situations, usually created by other people. So if you tend to take on other people's negative, if you're in a negative situation, it's hard for you not to get anxious and worried um, and hard not to go there. Breathing is a really powerful way, proven way to help manage your anxiety. And even just getting out in nature, taking a walk. If you're in a stressful job, try to take a walk. See if you can eat your lunch at your desk or something. That's probably not a good advice, so don't listen to me. But if you have a half-hour lunch, maybe you can eat in 10 minutes and then walk for 20 minutes and try to listen to some sort of meditative tape or something, or just really breathe and try to let go of that negativity. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you at the next video. Take care.